What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. And boy, this is a good Monday today. Joining me is my brother, like no other, Hoop Jargon. How you doing today, brother?
Hoop Jargon in the building, man. What up, DJ? How you feeling?
Good, man. We're going to talk about some SWAC football.
Yes, sir.
SWAC football. And you know what's funny, Hoop Jargon?
What's up?
Earlier in the season, and we try to be PC with it because we don't want to, you know how people get. We said that this was the B team of JSU. We said it from the beginning. We said it before it was popular. We said it before it made any headlines. And now people are catching on. They're catching on. So news broke a couple days ago that Jalen Jones, which we predicted, has now transferred.
Yep.
He's now transferred. What do you think about that, brother?
Well, if I remember the quote I said during the time, this is after they beat Edward Waters, I believe, and they beat Mississippi Valley. I was like, I don't care if he throws for however many yards. I don't care if Shedeur Sanders can't play dead. He ain't starting next year, period. You know what I'm saying? This is more or less an audition, man. It was an audition for him to go somewhere else, that's a good move. But you were saying how inaccurate he was, and you kind of were hinting towards that he probably ain't even the best quarterback on the team right now. And so I got to give you your credit. That came out your mouth early.
Right.
Yeah.
And we made a video on this was on March 21st. Now, we made other videos before, but it was Jackson State's first loss. And I remember that game. And this is what we said on that day. And I'm going to pull up the audio clip for it.
Oh, my boy,
today's video is about Jackson State. They were upsetted by Alabama State. Give Alabama State props. But I told you from the beginning, from the very beginning, that this spring season is only outlier of what's to come. Now, we know Dejon Warren is a bona fide player, starter. He's the truth. He had a pick in the game. He had a kick return that was called back. Really, they should have let that one go because there wasn't too many evidence showing that he went out of bounds. But I'll digress. The two corners, the Florida State transfer, Isaiah Bolden and Dejon Warren, they're going to be starters in the fall. We get that. Aubrey Miller and Keontae Hampton will be starters as well. But everybody else, those positions will be filled up with transfers and the dynamic freshmen that will be coming in.
Now, brother, that clip was, and I got it right here, March 21st. I said this. And shout out to Top 5 No Questions. He said Casey is a better thrower. He is a better thrower. I still think Shedeur would be starting. But
you think?
Oh yeah, I know. Bro, he can throw. And shout out and brother, I was listening to it was an off script. Good brother. Mm-hmm. But he let it be known that he's not a fan of Shedeur. He said that Shedeur Sanders, since he played on a good line and had good protection, he doesn't think he'll be a good quarterback. Now, I can't use that logic at all. You know why? Wow. Because Kyler Murray and Allen played on a super talented team, had the best protection in high school.
Still a beast.
Yeah. I'm going to show you this clip. Now, this was the spring season, and I want everyone to look at this. Of Shedeur Sanders throwing the ball.
Image, Deion Sanders and Jackson State took the field for their first action of the preseason. Who would be taking snaps at quarterback first, Jalen Jones or prime son Shedeur? The answer, Shedeur. He balled out, too. Check out this deep ball. blown coverage. Cortland Hubbard
Look at
wide
that.
open for the first touchdown of the day. And this is going to look like the same exact play, but it's an even better pitching catch.
Now look at this throw right here.
The very next series
Look
on
at
the
this
field
throw right
looks
here.
like
Bam.
the Tigers have their deep threat. He gets brought
That's
down around the
contested,
5,
homie.
and the Tigers also
Yeah.
have a big tight end by the name of Kylan Ritchie. Nice
Look at
catch
the
and
accuracy.
hop into the end zone for Shedur's second touchdown of the day. The defense wasn't getting cooked all day, though. SWAC Player of the Year. Zone for Shedur's second touchdown.
So, brother, from seeing the throws, seeing the accuracy, from seeing all that, what do you think about Shedur Sanders? What you saw in that clip right there?
He's what they prognosticate him to be, man. That's a future pro prospect. He can put it in a tight window when because here's the thing. We've seen a lot of guys, and I think of a guy who reminds me of guys who have a lot of protection, but you could just see that they weren't going to translate next level. You remember the dude Ken Dorsey played for Miami?
Yes.
That was an example of a quarterback you knew it wasn't going to translate next level. You got all that speed. And when you watch him, he's throwing to guys 2 body lengths away. So you just knew that wasn't going to translate next level. And another dude's Chris Sims, Phil Sims' son. I love UT, but I was just like, I don't see it. Shedeur, man, and I only can compare them from young. That is a quarterback who is ready for the next level, man. Because when you hit, boys over the shoulder when they got pressure on them, man, that's when you can tell the hallmark of a great quarterback. And I said this the first video, bro. He's supposed to be the prototype of like a Jacoby Brissett type archetype. And that's what he is, man. That's what he is. That's a fair evaluation.
That's a pro quarterback.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Shout out to Rap God. He said, God bless you and Hoop New Media, no doubt. Top 5, no question, says LOL. That was me on the call with Off Script when he said that. Oh, shoot. Oh, man, you was keeping it real. And like I said, I have no problems with anybody. He's a cool guy. I'm just disagreeing. Hoop jargon. Off Script was saying that Quincy Casey should be the starter because he thinks he's better than him. Quincy Casey, he never had like big time offers. And I'm not trying to judge him now, but looking at them throwing, the last game that they lost to Alabama and A&M, he had a lot of good yards. But you saw what they was doing. Jackson State, quick outs, quick routes. They're trying to protect these quarterbacks. With Shedeur, I'm telling you right now, they're going to air that mug out.
There you go. Because DJ, to your point, you see that a lot in the SWAC, man. I remember, and a guy I love to talk about is KJ Black, man. One of my homies, he coaches at Florida A&M now. He's a quarterbacks coach and assistant head coach, I believe, something like that. But KJ, when he played for Prairie View, man, and we won SWAC by dump downs, man, well, check downs rather. It's like he was super athletic, so you had to spy on him. And if you basically were focused too much on him, you get them little tight end dumps, you get the little running back, little flare outs or whatever, and we be moving that thing up the field. So yeah, you see that in the SWAC a lot, man. It's like a lot of methodical play. You don't really get the big play ability. And that's why when, generally we play against bigger teams, they air us out because we can't really defend that because we ain't used to it. But yeah, with Shedeur, he gonna open this. And I do want to say this too. So the people who say he gonna have because he had a good O-line, that's why he played well. What the hell you think he gonna have next year? What is that? The Warriors saying, man, that's just all cap, bro. That's cap, man.
And you know what's crazy, man? I was trying to tell folks that this is the B team, Jackson State team. A team that Dion inherited, and y'all expect him to win a SWAC in the spring with that team. We prepared you. We mentally prepared you guys for this because we saw what was going to happen. So don't get mad at the messenger for stating truth. Now, there has been some Jackson State players who who have been hearing the smoke, who have been hearing people talk trash. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna read something. This is from Shiloh's Instagram. He said everything is going to be totally different here in the fall. Believe that. This is after the recent game against Alabama A&M. These kids are motivated. They've been hearing all this smack. They've been hearing all this trash talk from opposing teams. And they're warning them when it all gets set up. I'm going to say this and watch what happens next season. Now, I don't know what Jackson State's record is going to be, but I think they're going to be above 500 with the talent. But watch the playbook get open.
Oh, yeah.
The playbook will be open. So don't be surprised now. And I got to call this out. There are a lot of people who claim they're fans of Jackson State, but they're undercover haters of Jackson State. They're nitpicking coaches. They're saying stuff like this, hoop jargon. The coach should open up the playbook no matter what. But if certain players can't excel at the plays, why would they need to do that?
Yep. KYP, man, know your personnel. Everybody that plays this level of sports, you know this. And bro, I don't want to say this because I'm a pretty big, I ain't gonna say expert in SWAC, but I mean, you know my story. I was a former SWAC athlete. Alumni fans, they always gonna do this rigmarole. They start off lofty, and when things don't go well, coach ain't letting the boys play. Man, they open the playbook up. This is like, that shit is so old. You know what it reminds me of? Like if you go to an AAU basketball game, the mothers and the fathers in the stands, all of them know better than the coach. All of them. You let some woman who ain't never played for basketball in her life, man, the coach got he picking his favorites. Like, I mean, you just really can't focus on that kind of thing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be that kind of situation. So in a SWAC, it's almost heightened times 10. Everybody in the stands think they can coach a team, and it's just silly. But people like yourself and me, man, who just understand the game for what it is, dog, it takes progress. And I will say this too. I'm glad that they didn't run through the SWAC because I said this too the first video. I was like, it ain't sweet like you think it is, dog.
Right.
It ain't sweet. I remember, man, vividly going up and down so much my junior year at Prairie View, man. We played University of Louisville, number 3 team in the nation. We lost by like 20, 25. And in SWAC world, that's a respectable loss. You know, shit, that's number 3 team in the nation. And so we thought we was going to come through the SWAC. Well, at least I did. We going to run through them. Our first game, we had Alcorn. I was like, man, we about to run through the SWAC. And I remember the seniors on the team like, hey, man, damn all that shit we did before the SWAC started, it's going to be a whole new monster in the SWAC. I'm like, man, whatever. I found out real quick, man. Ain't nothing sweet in the SWAC. We got that ass Peter Road at home. I was like, damn. Because these dudes, who don't, weren't highly recruited, but they're very competitive, man. So you're just not going to waltz in and just walk over these guys who respect their craft. They just weren't ranked that high. So I think that's the lesson that people are seeing now. And I'm glad, again, I would have been cool if Jackson ran the table. I want black football to get accentuated. But at the same time, ain't nothing sweet out here, man. Ain't nothing sweet in the SWAC, bro.
Right on. And Rap God says, low-key, some want a productive coach to fail. Yeah, it's definitely like that, brother. It's definitely like that because let's keep it a buck. Jealousy runs rampant. I know it's out there. This is not me to cap for Jackson State. I have Prairie View A&M winning this next game, but I also understand that the fall team is the A team, like me and Hoop Jargon been saying. So if I'm a person that thinks that Prairie View A&M is going to win this game, there's no reason to say that we're not objective at all. It's look what another player said. You don't like this. Now, Shane Hooks is a 6'5" wide receiver, transferred from Ohio. Like he's really good. This is what he says. Shh, don't say too much. And look at all the players with the stars. Now, this ain't even the full list, Hoop Jargon. This ain't even the full list. So look at all that talent.
gonna be
Yeah,
nasty.
team gonna be packed, man. They're not gonna avoid the talent.
Hey,
Top
you know
five, no.
what? I think we need to go ahead and just not be humble about this, bro. We gonna
I
have to
agree.
step, we gonna have to step forward and be the voice of the SWAC, man, because you see a lot of front running with this shit, and it pisses me off because the point you just made, which is an awesome point. When people front run, what they tend to do when it doesn't work out how they front running, they double down the opposite way. You understand what I'm saying? They start casting aspersions on the team to make them not look bad when you didn't do your job on the front end to assess it correctly. And I really got a problem with that, man. I really do, man. I really hate that kind of thing exists with people who report the SWAC. Me and you respect sports so much. We're gonna look at it from an objective standpoint because our reputation is on the line if we say some wild shit that's way off the chain. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, we gonna have to find a way to call ourselves something, man. I don't know, man.
The
we
SWAC
gotta get further.
whisperers.
The
The SWAC
whisperers. Ah,
whisperers.
yeah, you go.
Because we don't see enough objectivity. Like, we can say that Jackson State would lose a game, but we're not gonna go out here and just down the kids and critique Deion Sanders. And I'm preparing them. I'm mentally preparing them so they won't be surprised in the fall. You really think Jackson State gonna run that type of crap in the fall? Like, really? You got a quarterback like Shadur who could throw, who's very accurate. I just showed you the video earlier. So no one in their right mind can ever say Shadur can't throw.
Mm-hmm.
After seeing that clip we just 15 minutes ago showed. And Shane Hook, I don't blame Shane Hooks and everybody else on that team getting fed up because there's a lot of front running in the SWAC going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And teams talking shit about, oh, they ain't nothing. We beat Jackson State. But that's their B team. If I'm the coach, I'm pissed. Like, if I'm Southern's coach, I'm happy because I'll be like, we blew out Jackson State. But if I'm Alabama A&M, if I'm Alabama State, I'm disappointed because you're supposed to destroy B teams. Let's not sugarcoat shit right now. You're supposed to destroy B teams. And top five, no question. He be in all the shout out to this brother, man. He gives facts in all HBCU channels.
Mm-hmm.
And like he said, they said Jackson State didn't run any of their playbook they had for the fall. I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Phillips, the offensive coordinator. I want to say this before.
In longhand, what they're doing is like when top programs, when they play preseason game, when preseason is before conference, they don't show their whole playbook.
No. Because
you don't want your conference rivals to know everything you're running, so you more or less trying things out. Jackson State is taking a whole year to do this. And it's people say this all the time, but it ain't really cogent. They say it's chess, not checkers. And most people don't understand how to play chess at all. They just say it because it sound cool. They literally is what Jackson State is doing, man. If we want it all, cool, but we know what time it is next year, man. And so I got a song for you, if I will, about the playbook next year.
Right.
I got a song for the playbook next year, if that's cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Song.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what it's gonna be next year for that playbook.
Bust it wide open, then I tell her bring it back. Bust it wide open, then I tell her bring it back. Bust it wide open.
You a fool, who?
They gonna bust that thing wide open. They gonna bust it wide open, man. Y'all gotta understand, man. It's gonna be, and I just love we got that on wax, like they say in the rap game. We have it on wax, and when they start whooping ass, boy, we gonna play that video. Y'all gonna hate it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, absolutely, man. Veteran React, shout out to you, my brother. Says everything should be looked from a perspective being in a pandemic. Who jargon? Do you know that Jackson State in some days cannot, because of this new pandemic year, have to work indoors in a gym. So some days they may not even be outside working on their schemes. A lot of teams are dealing with that, by the way. But this is a weird year, and hopefully in the fall it'll all be rectified. But a lot of teams are doing different things not to show their hand. You got teams opting out of the spring so they could look at everybody else. But here's the crazy part. while still practicing. But no one has said that. So there's a lot of weirdness with this spring season. Luckily, this is the last game, Prairie View A&M, that matchup with Jackson State, that they get to put it to bed and focus on the fall.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, just the whole thing, man. Like, they're going to be so far ahead of the game, man. It's going to be silly. But again, I got to say, Alcorn's coming back next year. Alcorn ain't no slouch. If y'all understand, last season, Alcorn won the whole thing. So, Fred McNair's doing a great job with that program, man, and, carrying the McNair legacy over that program. So, Grambling is in the toilet seat right now, but they'll be back. My school, the Prairie View A&M University, going to be back. So, I mean, they're going to get challenges, but it's almost going to be – that's just the facts. That's just the facts.
Right on. Marquis says, I think they will take a year. They might get humbled too much. It's at the end of it's about football is about execution, having a talent, and having a vision. Facts. Once you have your franchise quarterback, that's Shadir Sanders. That's the franchise quarterback. That's the one with the arm. Mm-hmm. And I tell you right now, with Jackson State's receivers, they're tall, fast. Dalen Baldwin, he has pro potential. Corey Reed is 6'3", 200-plus wide receiver. They're killing it in a SWAC already. You just add Shane Hooks, and then you add the 4-star Rucker, and then you add Keith Corbin. I mean, they're gonna run a run and shoot offense.
Oh yeah.
To run and shoot offense effectively, you got to know how to throw the ball accurately. You can't just run it, and expect good things to happen. You got to be accurate.
Well, I'm gonna say this too, DJ. What Shedeur brings to the table is a winner's mindset. And as we see with LaMelo Ball, man, some kids just got it, man.
Right.
Some people hope they can win. Some dudes have the audacity to think we're going to win no matter what. Like Kobe Bryant, like Jordan, you name it, man. These people who got just such an apex alpha mentality. And that's some shit that you just, let me take it back. There are a lot of guys who have that, but they might not have the skill level to let it permeate over a team. He's playing the right position, the right mindset, the right skill package. Now, Shedeur Sanders is going to be a fool, man. Watch. He's going to be a damn fool, man.
Oh, yeah, he is going to be a fool, man. All those weapons. Again, I'm not going around saying that Jackson State's going to be undefeated in the fall. That's not what I'm saying. But I have them having a winning record. And the goal should be to try to win the SWAC West. The SWAC is going to be improved. You got FAMU coming in, Bethune-Cookman. You know they're going to be good. You know FAMU added some transfers. They're going to be stacked. But we'll see what happens with that. Top 5, no question, says, I'll hope we can get some out-of-conference wins to bring some legitimacy to the SWAC. JSU shouldn't lose to ULM. ULM had a horrible season last year, but I don't know what they're going to be like with this new coaching staff and players. I'm sure they had some D1 transfers too. Now, it would be nice if they could get a win against an FBS team to give credibility to the SWAC even more. But even if the game is close, you can see an outlier there. Like if they lose to ULM and it's a close game, I don't think they should hang their heads on anything. I think it should be, like I said, an outlier to something good to come. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would love for them to get that win against ULM.
You see the comments from the Alabama A&M coach the other day?
When he was talking about pretty much bring your 5-star, 4-star stuff like that.
Yeah. You know what? And that's how the SWAC is, man. That's how the SWAC is, man. And I love it because it's getting other coaches shine as well of what's going on with the Deion Sanders effect. So, but yeah, I mean, that's the mentality. It's like, man, bring your 5-star kids. And he when he was saying in the interview as well, was like, you think we're going to bring the same team back next year? We're going to bring dogs too. So, I mean, and that's what the antipathy of football is, in my opinion, man. Just now, when you're comparing a Power 5 school to the SWAC level, of course, you know, it's whistling the wind. But amongst comparable talent, man, it's like the best, whoever had the best 11 up front, man, on either side of the field that day is who's going to walk away with the victory, man. And so I do love that nobody's cowering at what Jackson State's going to bring, that they come in like, hey, man, because intrinsically what a good team does within your conference is makes everybody else step their shit up. And I think that is excellent for the game of football, especially in the SWAC, man.
I'm going to tell you some players I think is going to wreck shop for that D-line for Jackson State, because they was talking about the D-line being the weakest link as well as online. Quintus Miller, Auburn transfer, former 4-star. He transferred due to, you know, Auburn always had great D linemen. Actually, they had 2 drafted in the first round of the previous year. They always draft D linemen at a high quality area. So he transferred. He's going to wreck shop in the SWAC.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm saying this before that even gets popular. McLean used to play for USC. He's a baller. He can get pressure. He's a pass rusher. He's a pass rushing specialist, and they can move him around. Offensive line will be bigger. Dylan Spencer from Missouri, he's going to have a good help with that.
Yeah, he's already been playing well.
Yeah, he's good. And then you add next year Javonte Gardner, former Florida commit. He's going to be starting. So this team is going to revamp. And when we had that one video saying the projected starters, the only ones that I see that will stay as a starter, DeJohn Warren, the brother from Florida State transfer, number 29, he's going to be starting. Keontae Hampton is going to be starting. Number 45, he's going to be starting. The transfer from, so that's all I could think of in those 2 receivers, Dalen Baldwin and Corey Reed. Now, I know some people are infatuated with the quarterback, the one that's starting now, Quincy Casey, and I think he's a solid, good quarterback. But what I saw from film, brother, is that the reason why he's excelling is he could throw good enough, better than Jalen Jones. And that's all you need to put up some points with those dominant receivers they have. That's all you need. Now you ask Shadur Sanders, a kid with a rocket arm, and I don't give a damn if he played with a good offensive line. He can throw it. And shout out to J&J Video for the 499 Super Chat to help grow the nation. Says, well, suppose new media fan. Smash the like button. Flowers to DJ and Hoop. New Media Nation United. Thank you, my sister. Next year, I know it's too hard. I mean, too far to project. How many wins do you see Jackson State having next season?
Let me pull up their schedule real quick. I got this year's schedule pulled up. All right, season 2021.
Rap God, I see you have a question about Mac Jones, Alabama. Mac Jones, I don't know. I don't see elite with him. I see a quarterback that can manage a game, be a solid quarterback, but I don't see elite. I think he'll be a good quarterback, but I don't see him being like a Justin Fields. Let's see the comments.
All right, let's schedule.
Shout out to Mike Laurie. He says, like y'all's takes on other sports. Good work, fellas. Thank you, my brother.
Appreciate that. 2020. Was that'll qualify for 2022, right?
2021. The 21 schedule. Another player I like, I should have said 45, Aubrey Miller. I like his game, but I believe once the D line comes intact, I think it will help the linebackers out. I saw a couple of people in the SWAC channels, right, saying the cornerbacks should play better than that. The linebackers should play better. Look, if you don't have good D line, you're not going to have a good defense. You could have Deion Sanders from Atlanta play back there. and he's not going to shut down anyone if you're not getting pass rush. You're not going to do that. There's some sleepers that they got, Jackson State. I like Charles Armstrong from Manatee High School, Bradenton, Florida, 6'5", offensive lineman. He's going to be a freshman this coming year. It's a lot of depth. Deion did this on purpose, getting all this. He got 26 players, 26 reinforcements, and a lot of them can start. Javar Selman, former Mississippi State commit. He's a speedster, cover corner. He will get playing time. Dylan, I already said Bill Spencer. Tony Gray. And look what, what's funny, Hoop Jargon?
What's up?
Coach Prime, because he kind of expected the transfers to happen, got him a transfer quarterback just for depth purposes, Grayson Thompson. So Grayson Thompson, what I heard, he knows Shadur. They've been in these quarterback counts. So he knows he's back. He's a reserve quarterback. And that's what type of players that Jackson State got to get. Since you got a Shadur Sanders, what you got to do is get players that fit the scheme, that know they're going to be a backup, that they're going to get a free education, and they're good with that.
And then you got the resume have played under Deion Sanders, which is a extremely smart move. If you know that, hey, I'm not going to be the guy somewhere. Let me just learn under Prime. That's on my resume. So if I want to coach one day, because y'all got to understand this. Everybody don't want to go to the NFL. A lot of those dudes know that this is as far as I'm going. So it's good to prep yourself under his tutelage, man. It's going to help him, man. I think you want character guys like that coming in who already know what time it is.
Yeah, and Shadur's junior year, I expect Jackson State to get a high-level quarterback or try to recruit one. Because they'll be like, oh, I just got to wait a year or so when Shadur is done with Jackson State.
Yep.
Or maybe sophomore year they do that.
He's going pro in 3 years.
Yeah, maybe. Right. I would not be surprised. He's that good, man. When I saw that back throw, when I saw him do an accurate back shoulder throw, and that's a throw that pros do. I knew then. I said, yeah, this kid got game. Top 5, no question, says we should go undefeated. I wouldn't totally be surprised. I'm just being modest.
Yeah.
By saying, oh, they could lose 3 games and still have a winning record. I'm just being modest.
Well, I'm looking at the schedule now that I finally got it pulled up.
Yeah.
I say 1 loss, and it'd probably be ULM. And 2 on a liberal, very liberal prognostication. But I'm with top 5. I expect undefeated next year. I really do. But if I'm going to go on a more conservative pick, I would say 2 losses wouldn't floor me. It wouldn't floor me. But I expect undefeated. So they got Jackson for Alcorn at the very end. That's going to be a very interesting game because it's going to have playoff and SWAC championship implications at the end. So they got Southern the game before that. So they got 2 tough ones before they go out.
Yeah, I'm not, and we're not saying it's going to be a cakewalk because it's not. A lot of teams are going to make them earn it. But there were some YouTubers, man, top 5 no questions know what I'm talking about, that were saying that Jackson State, they have them 3rd or 4th on a SWAC West. I think that's very disrespectful to judge a team that's clearly playing their B team. There's a reason why Deion Sanders, when he's doing a press conference, he's smiling. He's not worried about shit. He knows the talent that's coming in. He ain't even tripping about it.
Mm-hmm.
So you see Dalen Baldwin, I'm bringing his name up because he's killing it right now, and Corey Reed doing his thing. And you're going to add more firepower to that, and a quarterback, and offensive line, and offensive tackles.
Well, because people operate in hype, though, bro. They operate in hype. Nobody's watching games, really. So you're operating off of the tenor of the hype train, and then that's how people really form their opinions. And that's why, you know me, man, I don't mind having an unpopular opinion because I know what I'm looking at. For the most part, I mean, you know, I ain't saying I got 100% accuracy, but I trust what I look at. A lot of people just go off what somebody said. So when you do that, you find yourself in no man's land, and then you just start going all over the place. So you always got to watch somebody who hype you up too much because they'll flip on your ass like a flapjack, and you kind of seeing that right now with Jackson State, man. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, they don't watch film at all. I'm not saying all, but a lot of them don't watch film. Jackson State lost 3 games.
At all.
Yeah, they lost 3 games, bro, and they act like, oh, yeah, they definitely have no chance to win the SWAC. I wouldn't say definitely have no chance. They have a chance like everyone else. We were consistent this whole time saying, I'm not going to put no stock in the spring. This is the B team. This is reserves that's not going to play. And when you go and see next year's team and you see that the front 4 and the offensive line is full of new guys that are big and fast and strong, they'll come back out here saying, oh, man, we didn't expect them to have that full swing transformation.
I mean, DJ, you know they don't do it.
Oh, yeah, we know that. Oh, there's also going to be people like, watch how they jump on the train. Oh, I knew it. I knew they were going to be good. I just knew they got to take time.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5, no.
Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let me read this real quick. Top 5, no question says FAMU, Tennessee State, and Alcorn are the only ones I'm worried about. Those are the ones I can see a coin flip game, depending how, you know, Jackson State turns out to be. Tennessee State is a wild card, and I'm going to tell you why. They added Hugh Jackson as the offensive coordinator. Now, we all know Hugh Jackson as a head coach is not good. Let's put that out there. But as an OC, what he did for the Bengals, he's one of the top offensive coordinators around. His scheme is legit. And if Tennessee State,
a head coach too, bro.
Yeah. But I wanted to start with the coordinators because I don't think anybody really knows what's going on. And Jeff Fisher, I know you got jokes with Jeff Fisher, but as a DC, defensive coordinator, it's really good. He knows.
Oh, I know that. Jeff Fisher, the DC?
Yeah. And he's going to be an advisor to Eddie George.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's a good culture stat. They got a good culture stat. That's why I'm like,
they got a good NFL.
That team is a dark horse. Eddie George doing his thing, man. I ain't gonna lie.
So now you know what that is. That's kind of like Deion Sanders.
Yeah, smart. That's a good playbook to do. And Hoojar, you know one thing I respect about Deion Sanders? He showed love to Eddie George, said he was right for the job, saying that, but it was real, saying he's happy and proud for him because we need more of us. See, that's the difference of looking out for people. When Deion came in, let's keep it a buck now. There were a bunch of chatter, hating going on from the same people that say, hey, let's build. But when another team does something, now you don't want to do let's build. Oh, he's too cocky. He's too arrogant. He needs to get humble. All that humble shit doesn't even matter. It's about winning.
When has Deion Sanders ever been humble? Ever?
Never.
So you want him to change who he's been his whole life just because you want to see him in a certain light as a coach. Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Right.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Man, that's a good in top 5, no questions. That's a good barometer of just predicting. You know, you never know what next season's gonna hold, but just seeing the teams that can make some noise. Alcorn is the defending champs. I know they're going to be a different champ this spring, but they were the legitimate champs in the fall. So we got to give Alcorn their respect. They got a lot of players coming back. Felix is coming back. He knows that offense from the back of his hand. FAMU is really upgrading their team, their facilities. Shout out to Coach out there. Got them athletes at Miami out there. They're going to –
Shout out to Coach Willie Simmons, man. He stole our coach, but he stole our quarterback, KJ. This quarterback, my T.O. voice. It's all good, though, man. You know, I want to see black football be at the prominence, man. So I'll give him a pass. But still not people.
Top 5 no question says Texas Southern AD should fire their coach and hire Ray Lewis.
You think he'll take the job though?
But them quickly. You gotta see how this team shakes out. You never know. They may.
Now I would say this: Cynthia Cooper's coaching the girls team down there at TSU. TSU has been known to go after names. I wouldn't be.
Yeah, they have been.
They got Michael Strahan to come back, man, in some capacity, man. TSU does do that. I'll give them their props, man.
I don't know if Michael Strahan gonna lead that job. He got a good job.
Well, I mean, say he just get a new passion in life. You know, it's a PR move. You know how celebrities roll. Or the offers go. I mean, I'm saying down the line. I'm not saying next year, but down the line, I wouldn't be surprised if Strahan came back home. Shit, I never thought Cynthia Cooper would coach Prairie View. I was like, what the hell?
But how the hell that happened?
I ain't never been starstruck by no woman in my life, dog. When Coop came through, man, dog, she was like gangbusters, bro. Like her aura is so encapsulated, man. And so you know, when I saw that, you know, I got spoiled to experience that at like 21 years old. You know what I mean? And so you never know, man. I've seen it in real time in my life. So, you know, somebody could just want to have a whole new path, you know, with the social activism thing in the equation. Somebody just may want to go to a black school and just show that, you know, they can do it there. You never know.
Rap God says Deion got that LeVar in him. That's why some people dislike his demeanor. Oh, yeah. They hate alpha males for some reason.
Ruling class mentality.
Mm-hmm. That's why they keep saying he needs to be humble, whatever that shit is. I don't believe in that need to be humble crap. I would never believe in it. I would never conform to that. Mm-hmm. And you could tell whoever's talking about Jackson State what type of mindset they have. You could tell who has the ruling class mentality and who doesn't by just how they talk about Deion Sanders. Mm-hmm. This channel, new media, we're not uplifting beta males. We're just not going to do that. We're going to uplift fathers. We're going to uplift strong males in our community. And are they always perfect? No. But why do we always got to say that? Why we got to say they got to be perfect if they're an alpha male? That sounds like some nitpicking shit.
Oh, perfection don't exist.
No.
And I talked about this brother like damn near verbatim on my live I did yesterday. I want to talk more about. So I'll start doing a thing called Sunday Gumball. We'll talk about stuff not necessarily sports, but just manly shit, you know, stuff to live by and whatever. And I covered, you know, the Kevin Samuels thing. And I covered a little bit of other things in between. But yeah, man, it's like in this space, in this world, men rather, you don't have a lot of margin to mess up. Because if you mess up, your family's messed up. If you mess up, your livelihood's messed up. And the world's going to call you a loser. So when I see a guy walking the affirmative like a Deion Sanders, man, like that's to be celebrated because that's how you have to attack life, man. Because if you don't, listen, man, when you're a beta, you're going to be at the behest of somebody else at all times. So basically you're a victim of circumstance. And I just don't believe men should be, upright standing men should be moving like that. So, yeah, so that's why I'm with you, bro. I champion a personality type like LeVar Ball. I champion a personality type like Deion Sanders. Because that's how you got to navigate in this world if you want something. And if you want to just kind of get by, then of course you can do the opposite direction, but it's to be celebrated because most great men in this world, that's the personality type they have. And so I don't want Deion to change one bit because he's never shown to not be who he is. So I'm all for it, bro.
Yeah, I'm on that same energy too. Now, can you believe that they were tripping off of the interview Deion did, and someone asked Deion, since Quincy Casey doing well, is he going to pretty much secure the starting spot from Shadur? Now he laughed, but I don't see what's wrong with that. He laughed. Maybe he should have said something different, but that's the nitpicking I'm talking about. He laughed off a dumb question.
Yeah.
Why would you ask that question when his son's not even playing in the spring? So I don't blame Deion Sanders for laughing off a question, but they were nitpicking that, and they put it on these damn shows and said, see, Deion needs to be humble. Deion needs to – come on, man.
Deion need to keep being Deion.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you this, brother. Having done the media thing before, I used to cover the Houston Texans. And I say this, man, with all due respect for people in the media, man, like the old media, as it were.
Right.
These dudes are nerds, bro. They are nerds. I'm not even exaggerating.
No, I believe
you. Who cover this stuff, it's like, how did you get a chance to cover professional college sports? Don't nothing about them look like sports. I BS you not, bro. Even my homie C Hendo, man. When I do my videos, he got Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy C Hendo. He got Perk giving the shout out to Hoop Jog. Y'all see on my videos. Even Chris do not look like nothing sports related. He's a short, fat dude, but he's cool. He's super cool, and so players love him. But if you ask him to really break down sports, Chris can't do it. And he know this, and I want him to hear it because he know how I am with him. Now, there's some things he does know, but he knows his limits. Now he knows them because Hoop Jog is the same way I am with my people in real life. But he's a great personality, so players like KD and him are really good friends. But like those thing of Chris, who he knows all the players. All the media people don't even know players, so at least Chris can have a back and forth with players and learn. These people, the players don't like them. First off, y'all need to know this. Players do not like media people because they're nerds. They ask corny questions and they don't have the ability to just read the temperament of the player. So, or the coach for this matter. And they just ask dumb shit all the time. You remember Draymond Green with this Asian dude kept asking him every time it floods, you come to Houston and y'all beat the Rockets. He's
right.
Like, dog, why you asking me this question every time? Like, stop asking me that question. So, bro, that's legit how those media people are, bro.
Yeah, man, but a bunch of stat geeks out there, and they think they know better than anybody else. And I see why athletes and even coaches try to stay away from that. Look at the simple drama they try to do with just by Deion Sanders laughing off a question.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, like if it was me, I would have done it. But that's me. That's me being myself, right? Deion's Deion. Deion's going to be Deion, so I'm accepting of that. The problem is, a lot of old guard SWAC folks want Deion to be something he's not. See, I'm okay with Deion being himself because that's how I was taught. That's how I was raised. You got to be real. You can't be what you're not, because if Deion was somebody else or trying to act like somebody else, he wouldn't be successful in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
He would be second guessing and overthinking. Mm-hmm. And that leads you to a rabbit hole when you do that. Mm-hmm. And brother, this is why it's so important for us to start talking about the SWAC. I believe that there could be a common medium by us bringing it up. Organically truthful. We talked about JSU, but we talked about teams who could be good. We talked about Florida A&M, Tennessee State and their coaching staff. Alcor returning so many players coming back. Felix being the quarterback, leading the ship.
It needs to be talked about.
Right. Alabama and A&M with a kill glass. in the receivers they have. They're coming back. But we also talked about the potential. If 2 Jackson State receivers are killing it right now, and you add 3 more, and you're running a run and shoot, and you're going to have a better running back, and you're going to have a better lineman, it doesn't hurt to say that they could be undefeated if things go right. They could lose 2 games if, they trip up here and there.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with saying that. That's what a projection is.
Mm-hmm. And I want to say this, DJ.
Yeah.
For the people who say that Deion he needs to be humble, and I mean, obviously I said a few times that when has he not been like that? That's what made Deion Sanders, and that's why he's not like a Maurice Claiborne. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all remember Mo Claiborne was supposed to be the next big cornerback, but a guy like Deion just got that cachet where it's almost like that Muhammad Ali theory, like. Even before Muhammad Ali was like the best boxer, quote unquote, he talked himself into it. And it's something that the human body can do is when you speak your greatness into existence, if you got the game to follow it, you can elevate yourself past what you even really think behind closed doors. So with Deion, what he's doing, he's talking his excellence into the affirmative, man. That's how he works. He don't work off sitting back and chilling and being humble. Like, remember, he's a broadcaster, bro. Deion's going to be Deion no matter what he's doing. If Deion sack groceries, he going to be Deion. He going to be the best sacker. He might not be the best sacker, but everybody going to love him because he going to be Deion. That's kind of how my dad is. My dad drives and shit. Like, he drives. Everybody loves my father, man. That's just how he is. He has that charismatic personality. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what's going to get Deion in people's living rooms and get people to sign that letter of intent to come to their program. That's going to get these endorsements that's going to change the game, like we talked about, for like Jackson State. For SWAC teams getting more revenue coming to the product. So a lot of people are so short-sighted. They don't understand the big picture. Big pictures, you need a big personality like that to bring attention. Whether it's bad or it's good, the attention is good for the product. And so I wish people would just understand he is good for this game that we call SWAC, or like HBCU football. I don't want to leave the MEAC out of this. And I think eventually we can start talking about the MEAC. But it's good for the whole product, man. What they say, ain't no such thing as bad press, man. So
right.
This man is a gym, man, for this sport, man. And we need to understand and respect that.
Hoop jargon, man. I remember, I think 3 days ago, after the game, after one of the games or so. No, when the news came out when Jalen Jones was leaving, right?
Mm-hmm.
The off script does like a call-in show, and man, some of the calls that were on there were a bunch of shines. They were making excuses of Jalen Jones, blaming coaches. Oh, it's Deion. Here's the dumbest thing I ever heard. So I heard that Jalen Jones was thinking about transferring even before the news came out. So ironically, he transferred a day or so after Deion laughed off a question about quarterback competition. They were out there saying, oh, he leaving because what Deion said. No. He had enough tape, even though it wasn't all that. And once Quincy Casey took his spot,
it's done.
It was done. So he was going to stay even if Deion didn't say that? That's ludicrous. Or how about this? When a caller was talking about Shadir is only going to be the starter because of his father and he hasn't earned it.
So what? Do y'all know how nepotism works?
Right. That's what I was saying, bro.
You think when Doug Williams' son DJ came and started at Grambling and won a SWAC as a freshman, you think that it wasn't guys more qualified than him? So what? My kid's starting. Do something about it. How you think this world works?
Right. at the end of the day, they got their players that are going to come in, and no matter what their record is, they're going to be a fun team to watch. And I tell you one thing, I bet you Shadir doesn't go 19-51 in the game with throwing.
See that?
I bet you that don't happen.
I ain't gonna shade that, brother, but you're right.
No, I'm just saying. Since they want to down a brother, he always had offensive line, and since you have, bro, he's battle tested, man. He been going to these quarterback camps and whooping everybody's tail.
Because he liked that. He liked that. But you know what? That mentality speaks to a bigger problem in our community, and I want to, touch on it a little bit.
You about to go real on this one?
Hey, man.
Oh boy!
Y'all ready? But buckle your seatbelts up, guys.
Oh boy!
It's that with us black people, man, we preach this black excellence shit all the time. We talk about black girl magic, and I hate this term, but people say it, black boy joy. We talk about we kings and queens with royalty. All that's cool. But it's funny when we see that type of mentality play out in that scheme where you putting your son on to succeed, a la LeVar Ball, with his kids. It's funny when we go and practice that shit, the resistance we get. It is uncanny how we will talk all this shit about how we need to empower ourselves. And when dudes actually do it, it's hilarious the pushback we get amongst our own. And I think that is a huge fallacy in our community, man. Like it's so silly. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Me being 37 years old, it angers me to a degree because it's in a sense. I mean, I love my people. Don't get me wrong, but in certain spaces, it's like we don't even trust ourselves to be successful. Having a ruling class mentality, having basically you speak your destiny into existence. We think that our destiny has to be at the behest of somebody else, and that is bullshit. And it's contradictory to what we say that we are. We descendants of kings. We from ancient Kemet and blah, 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 blah. Well, if that's the case, then this stuff right here should be how we operate. Why is it a problem when somebody speaks the affirmative? You got to be humble all of a sudden. No, we don't. You don't create wealth being humble. You create wealth being a mover and shaker. You stepping out and you controlling your own destiny. So I just find it rich that we talk all this shit, but then when it's time to cash in on it, we tiptoe through the water. Like, you got to make sure no, damn that. No. Walk like a king. You say you're a king, walk like a king.
Mm-hmm. If you say you're a king, respect the king.
There you
respect
go.
Other kings. Shout out to KW, man. I'm sick and tired of this, man. At one point, they want the SWAC to grow, and like I'm talking about callers that were hated. Saying, Deion wasn't responsible for TV deals. We was playing on ESPN 3, 14, whatever.
Oh my God. Shut up.
Come on, man.
You kidding me?
ESPN 3?
That's
ESPN 4? What the hell?
TV. That's damn near public access channel.
Yeah. We was on ESPN 3 before. So let me get this straight. Deion Sanders helped with the notoriety. Got games on ESPN, not ESPN 5, 11, 14, or whatever.
Yeah,
ESPN. What, bro? Can you believe they was playing on the ESPN channel while March Madness, the championship game, was on?
Come on, man. Come on. And the thing is, when is the last time First Take discussed a HBCU situation?
Don't worry, we'll wait.
I got a lifetime. I'll wait that long. So
here's the kicker.
Yeah, go ahead.
The HBCU now, thanks to Deion Sanders, this is a fact, helped them get a deal with Pepsi as a sponsor. Oh, we was going to get that anyway. I was like, wow.
How?
So how? So they weren't getting deals like this before Deion Sanders was there. But J&J video say ESPN 27. we was playing on ESPN 30 before Deion Sanders. 30.
But you know what though? Guess who else don't get credit for like the G League Rising Stars program or whatever the hell they call it now? Guess who else don't get credit for the new transfer rules for NCAA?
LeVar Lamelo.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
That's what people do.
They don't want to give people credit,
There
man.
you go.
They don't want to give people credit. That's how it is. But we brothers and sisters now. No, me, as you know, Hoop Jargon is an alum of Prairie View A&M, and he roots for them like no other. My father is an alum of Prairie View A&M. So I will want them to do well. And in this next game against Jackson State, yeah, I'm rooting for PV.
There you go.
But there's no hard feelings. But you see how we can say that and still say that in the fall time, Jackson State will be a beast.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is what happens when you're not emotional. When you're not a fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
We could easily shit it on Jackson State. But we said, no, Prairie View and them should win this because they're going against their B team, their offensive line, their backups for next year. Some of them a lot of them will transfer out because they ain't going to be starting. Take care of them, handle that. They could be what I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Hoop Jargon. Prairie View and them is undefeated.
No, they just lost to Pine Bluff last week.
They did?
Damn. Just lost to Pine Bluff. Yeah, Pine Bluff's undefeated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They still had a good season, though.
No, Prairie View's good. I mean, Pine Bluff's really good, too.
Yeah, they're both good teams, man.
This year. They'll probably win the whole thing this year.
Pine Bluff is one of those teams. They're not talking about them enough. I know we're talking about, Alabama A&M and the Kill Glass. But Pine Bluff is very underrated from what I've seen.
Absolutely. I wonder who else is being this honest about SWAC talk, man. Like I keep saying it. I really am invested in this shit, man. And I want us to do this, man, at least once every 2 weeks or 1 week or whatever that fits your schedule. Because, bro, it's a lot of opportunity to have real opinions in this space. And let's be frank, next year it's going to be oversaturated. Believe that, because Jackson State's going to be really good, and everybody who don't have no interest in this level of football going to try to, be vultures of it, which I get it, man. Nobody has a supreme stake over anything. But I do want us to get in front of this, DJ, and I want us to do this consistently because, man, there's a lot of SWAC fans out there, man. I appreciate Top 5, specifically because this got to be said, man. Like this kind of talk is what people will talk about all day about Alabama, about UT, about LSU. Bro, the SWAC culture, some people get caught up in the band and shit. Like, I mean, I respect the band, don't get me wrong. But no, I want to focus on the actual sport because it's a lot of good football, man. Let's rattle off these names from this conference, man. Tavares Jackson, the late, great Tavares Jackson, man. Rest in peace to that brother, man, at Alabama State. Michael Strahan, Sweetness, Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, the late, great Steve McNair, Jackie Battle, Neas Williams, name after name, Dominique Roger Cromartie, man, HBCU players. We got to understand where they were. The gestation period happened. It's in the SWAC and the MEAC, and we got to respect that, man. It's a lot that people that do want to hear about this, but nobody really doing it. So I do want us to keep doing this, man, because we doing it the right way, bro. And I really appreciate that you see the vision I see for this, because it's a whole bunch of opportunity for this, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We have the most underrated content for the SWAC. But I truly feel like we do, because there's no agenda.
For sure.
There's no agenda. And I'm not going to go out here, and you got my word, everyone that's listening, I'm not going to go out here, even if I did dislike a player, I'm not going to go out there and just put out policies to fit an agenda. I'm just not going to do that, and I will never do that. If someone's having a good game, I'm going to give them credit. If someone's having a bad game, I'm going to keep it real. So, let me see. JJ Video says, "Wow, who Steve McNair's gone? Didn't know."
He did like 10 years.
Yeah, he died a decade ago.
Well, I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna add one more, man. Another recent fallen SWAC superstar, man. He's actually my friend, man. He coached girls basketball right before Coop came at Prairie View. Bob Atkins, man. He played at Grambling under Eddie Robinson. Another shout out to Eddie Robinson, my frat brother. Bob died last year, man, and he's a good guy, man. He's a lifer at Prairie View. You know, he's a Grambling alum. He played for the Houston Oilers. He's a good dude, man. And so just a fun-loving guy, man. Big old, he was a 6'3" cornerback. You know what I'm saying? He's like back, and he always would say this, back when I played, all the cornerbacks were big. You know, now you get them 5'11" guys and shit. He was like, all of us were big and we were physical. So, man, I got to give Bob Atkins his flowers as well, man, being a SWAC product that made it to the NFL and was a good player as well, man.
Oh, yeah. True that. Chef Steph Curry, I knew someone was going to ask me a Lonzo thing.
Oh, shit, here we
He
go.
said you should do a stream about Lonzo, media giving him shit for leaving Bullock open. I'll say this. I'm not trying to get a headache, man. Every time I talk about Lonzo and the Pelicans, I get a headache. I'm not going to give me a headache. I'm not going to do that. You know the difference? I know we're talking about SWAC football, but I had to put this out there. The difference between watching those two is when I watch LaMelo, even when they lose, the game will be so entertaining that the energy is up. When I talk about the Pelicans, it's always something they did wrong. They lost a lead. I ain't trying to talk about that. I'm not trying to get a headache today.
Avoid headaches.
Oh boy. Headaches. Why he had a single double or whatever, double single. I'm not trying to talk about that. Or 16. He's stuck at 16 and can't go up.
You know I love something doing that.
Yeah, man. It's all love for Zoe, but
shit, man.
I ain't trying to have no damn headaches.
Zoe is an open book. Let me put it that way. You can read his damn heartbeat through his face.
Chef Curry laughing. You know it's funny, man. That's why I seen that song. 16 ain't enough.
Hey, nobody take my phrase. King of 16. That's what Zoe do, dog.
Hey, remember that game? Remember that game where Zoe had like right at 16 points in the first half. He was on fire. And Hoop Jargon, I think Hoop Jargon came on comments or live, and he said he gonna stay right at that number, and he stayed right at 16. He was very passive the second game. Why?
That's his mentality. His mentality ain't 30. LaMelo mentality is 30.
Uh-huh.
In Zoe mind, okay, I scored enough. Let me get everybody involved. He don't think, let me just kill my matchup, which is, it's not a bad thing, but that's his mentality. King of 16, bro. Like when I played basketball, when I scored 10, I felt like I was done. Of course, I would love to go for 20, but I know 20 that's not the way I thought basketball. So when I see Zoe, I can understand his personality type. He just, to him, he did his job already. So let me do the other part of my job. Y'all gotta understand the personality. I say this all the time. Personality types matter. Because you can want the best for the player you like, but if that's not his personality type, he ain't gonna do it ever. He ain't gonna do it, man. That's not his nature.
Top 5, no question, says the SWAC is a premier HBCU conference. I hope the commissioner takes a whole conference to the FBS level. We meet the requirements. No matter what level it is. What the SWAC is showing out, really with Deion Sanders coming in the fold and then Eddie George, even though Tennessee State is not SWAC, they're a black college. They're showing potential where you can create your own kind of equity by doing different things and not being afraid to expand your horizons, to try new things. And that's what they're doing at Jackson State. They're Ashley Roberts. What's his name? Robinson. Yeah, Ashley Robinson. He's a visionary. Before you know it, Jackson State's gonna have new facilities. They're gonna have. So no matter what conference you're in, if you can put players in the pros, which I believe Jackson State will do, and you can create facilities, these kids don't care what conference you play in.
Damn. I just thought of something, DJ.
What's up? So
shout out to my homegirl, Tacho Cloud, man. She's a coach at Prairie View, volleyball coach. And Ashley's name came up. I was like, damn, Ashley's number changed, huh? She's like, yeah, just email her. Like, so I want to get him, bro. I want to get me, you, and Ashley on a live and just talk about the vision of Jackson State. I talked about this a month ago when I went to Houston. Damn, I'm glad you mentioned that. She was like, "Nah, Ashley's still cool." And so, yeah, I'm gonna hit him up, man. And I want us just to rap about what the direction of Jackson State, because I ain't gonna come trying to gaslight him, trying to say some crazy stuff. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because I'm gonna email him right now.
Oh, we know people, man. I try to hold jargon back. I don't brag. You know me. I don't brag about nothing, but we do know people.
Know people.
Yeah, just a phone call away. Just a phone call away.
And I do want to say this too.
Yeah.
With Top 5's comment, yeah, man, the SWAC is in good hands, man. Like, so the commissioner is my old athletic director, Charles McClellan. And Charles, man, he one of the first dudes that believed in me, because he was the athletic director when I played at Prairie View. I mean, he always would like gravitate towards me, man. He's a good brother, man, and he helped Prairie View go to that next level. His son actually plays for Texas Southern. His other son plays at, I forget what school he at. But I remember when them dudes were like little boys, man, and now they're college athletes. It's crazy. But Charles, man, he always had that vision. He the one who brought Cynthia Cooper to Prairie View. He the one who started that initiative to get the new stadium that we have now. So Charles, man, the SWAC is in good hands, man. I do want y'all to understand that, man. That dude don't play. He is about progressing, because as we know, and like you just discussed, a lot of HBCU fans, it's like they stuck in their own mind. They'll say they want all this stuff to change, but they don't really want to go through the process of what change looks like, because it's too much against tradition. And I just want guys of the SWAC to know, the guy who's running the show right now, that's not how he thinks. He's thinking about forward moving the conference, because he loves the SWAC so much. Charles the kind of dude, he could be a top lawyer if he wanted to be. He can be a CEO of a company. He's very stoic. He's very calculated, but at the same time, he's progressive, man. And so I've been in the locker room when we got whooped by so I'm gonna give a funny Charles story. We lost the University of Texas, and shout out to LaMarcus Aldridge, man. He retired last week, and we all covered that. We lost to UT by 72 points, and LaMarcus Aldridge destroyed us. PJ Tucker had a pretty good game, but it was LaMarcus Aldridge. We could not do nothing for him. And my coach, and I'll leave his name out of this because he had a horrible game strategy. His strategy was to shut down Boobie Gibson and AJ Abrams. So Boobie, he's a pro too, but you got Buckman, PJ Tucker, and LaMarcus Aldridge down the trenches, and your strategy is to stop the guards. Long story short, when we did scout team and the guys who don't play, and I'm gonna call my boy out, Blaze Lau, I was center, 6'10" African. He never played. When we was a scout team, Blaze was killing us with our game strategy. He was basically being LaMarcus Aldridge. He was killing us. So I'm like, okay, if Blaze, he's 6'10", don't never play. If he killed us in practice, what the hell do you think LaMarcus Aldridge gonna do? And it go without saying, we lost by 72. So I remember in the locker room, after we lost, because the morale was way down, Charles came in, he's like, I did some calculations, guys. If we would have held the ball and got a 35-second shot clock violation the whole game, we'd only lost by 30. I'll never forget this shit.
Oh, Lord.
Man. That shit was so funny, man.
Like, that's going to make it any better.
That make it no better. But that's the kind of guy Charles is. Charles look at the bottom line. And that's the bottom line, because our game strategy was so putrid. He saw it, and he was upset about it, but he broke it down in a way that 18 to 22-year-old guys can understand. And so I say all that to say, and he got rid of my coach, and obviously after that year. But Charles is a dude, man. He's looking to improve. He want to improve the brand. He's not going to leave guys in who don't make sense to forward the brand. So I'm so glad. I mean, Dewar Sharp was a good commissioner for the SWAC, but I think Charles McClellan is going to do such a great job, man. So all y'all SWAC fans out there, y'all just keep observing, man. Him and Ashley Robinson. I think Ashley is probably going to precede him when Charles is done. Y'all put that on wax. I said that. I think Ashley Robinson going to be the next AD. The commissioner of the SWAC when it's all said and done. But just know the conference is in good hands. Not somebody who just want to hold on to old traditions that don't make sense. He actually wants to move forward, man. So I got to give him kudos for what he is and what he represents for the conference, man.
Absolutely, man. This has been a good video, my brother. We got to do more of these. Like you said, every 2 weeks or so, we got to do more of these, man. We got to. Thank you for everyone who support all the videos.
Absolutely.
All the videos. So when I do a live stream on your favorite players, LaMelo Ball, you see me always answer Rap God's questions or Chef Curry, JJ video on them. Don't be coming around here saying, "Oh, Uncle Vern." Of course, who jargon? Don't come up here and say, man, you ain't reading all the videos." I'm like, shoot. Rap guy says more positive videos. Gotta love it. This is a positive video because we're correcting a false narrative that's been out there about Coach Sanders. And look, this is his first year being a college coach, and he's learning the game within the game.
Exactly.
So why would he put his full playbook on spring football, knowing that these coaches could come out here and use that against him when he actually has talent? Y'all, I mean, who jargon? I don't think people think enough of what my father used to say, playing stupid.
No. Most people in general are not forward thinkers, DJ. That's just what it is. Most people are reactionary thinkers. And I'm not trying to shade nobody. I'm just saying that's how most people operate. So, yeah, so we want to promote forward thinking, man. Like, guys, don't put yourself out on the island because you're being emotional. And then now you're stuck in emotionality and you got to double, triple, quadruple down on emotionality when you should just have foresight. So that's why me and DJ talk all the time off record, man, of stuff that, you know, could be perceived a certain way and blah, 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 blah. And one thing I do appreciate about DJ is he never come at me sideways. I never come at him sideways. It's just like straight talk. Like, yo,
right.
This, A, B, and C. You tell me what you meant by that or blah, 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 blah. Like, that's how me and DJ rock, man. And people got to understand that's how forward thinkers are. It's like, okay, I'm not going to be presumptuous. I took it this way, but tell me what you meant by that. Or whatever. Or like, hey, man, like I told him at one point, you know, just, you know, I thought he wasn't rocking me no more. No, he started doing his thing a different way. But I said I never thought negative of DJ because he never showed me nothing different. When it was really about something that's about being discussed, he called me. And same with him. I call him. Like, I'm an open book. So that's why I appreciate that, because brothers got to understand, you got to learn how to deal with other brothers, man, because we're not always knowing what everybody's thinking in their minds.
Right.
So when you have a discussion, then you can build past that point because you had a discussion. You talk to a man to man. You understand?
Jargon. You know how many times we disagreed and we don't act emotional towards a disagreement? Yeah. Man, I mean, we did a live stream. I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I disagree.
Yeah.
Hey, little Jargon be like, oh, that's cool. You disagree. I'm gonna stick what I believe in. See, that's having adult conversations. And top 5 no question says, yep, I like him and Ashley. Future looks bright. Yeah, it is bright for that brother. He said, good show, guys. I love Go Jackson State.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's what it's all about. Top 5 no questions. Since you active with the SWAC, man, just share the content. We're gonna put more SWAC videos for you. If you want any like SWAC request videos to do,
yeah, I was just about to say that.
Hit us up on Twitter or Instagram.
We need that, man. Guys like Top 5 gonna help us get to that next level, man. And I mean, of course, we want the views. Let's be honest. But I do want SWAC. My intrinsic goal is to have people to care as much as they care about UT, LSU, Alabama, as they do the SWAC. That's my goal with this shit, man. I really, because it's so many storylines, and not shading the band. Let's talk about HBCU football on its own merit, because literally some of the best skilled players we've ever seen has come from HBCU football. You know, and I don't want to just be talking about, well, the bands are great. The bands are great. Don't get me wrong. But no, I'm talking about the actual sport of pigskin. That's what needs to be at the behest, man, of this thing, man. And I can just think about guys like, you know, Bruce Eugene and like David Hatcher. That's more my era when I played basketball, man. The dudes was on BET and shit, and I felt like, okay, it's because they had the show about Grambling at the time. But, you know, it just kind of wavered off. And so we just got to have a concerted effort to push this forward, man, because people do care about this. They really do. It's just nobody willing to stick their neck out and be the liaison for it. And I know, DJ, you committed like I am. And I'll commit real human time to this. I love this, man.
And shout out Top 5 No Questions again. That brother be holding it down because it seems like when he's on these other streams, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the few that hold it down, man. They talking about his alma mater, they talk, just the slide hating, nitpicking. When every SWAC team has a problem in some sorts that they need to rectify. There's not a perfect team. There's not perfect in anything.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm understanding of the Jackson State process, and I don't like the word process for other reasons.
We know,
I don't like that. But I'm like, man, I was warning them. I said, man, do not get too invested on how Jackson State looks in the spring. Just look at certain players, and you get to see. This is a evaluation period. Believe it or not, it's a evaluation. And I saw some good players. I saw Deshaun Nugget Warren. Teams don't go at them that much. Matter of fact, they'll go test everybody else. And I like the 2 linebackers. So all they need is going to be reinforced with what? These players. And even more. Like the brother Shane Hooks. And Shane Hooks, the 6'5" wide receiver, he going to be doing this thing next year. Like he said, don't say too much. He ain't going to say too much. He going to let this game do the talking.
It's going to be nasty next year, man. I'm glad we got ahead of it. That's all I got.
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm sitting back and just like, and like I said, man, I know the SWAC got some players, but talent wins. Talent and a vision and direction wins all the time. All the time.
Hey, Top 5, are you in their Facebook group, Rough in the SWAC? I'm curious to know because that's a wild Facebook group, bro. With SWAC fan. If you want to get a chance to know how SWAC fan, that casual SWAC fan thinks, go to Rough in the SWAC, man.
If y'all could put this video on the Facebook groups.
Yeah, go please.
Facebook groups. That'll be
man.
appreciated. Just put it in the Facebook groups. Hoop Jar, you do that too?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
It's brutal, man.
Oh, I know it's brutal, and I'm sure they're gonna come on here, and that's all good, man. Trust me, I've been hearing a lot of smoke from the Borrego stand. So he's the coach of the year. All right, shut up. Coach of the year.
Hey, like the old saying go, I've heard words from better people.
Right.
It's all good,
you're a fan. But brother, man, I'm about to head out. But hey, bro, we got to do this stuff. This is fun. This is a fun show.
Absolutely.
All right,
So
peace and
blessings, man.
Facts, man. This is a family, new media. Y'all know what it is. Top 5 No Question says I'm in SWAC beef.
Oh, I didn't know that group exists. I'm gonna go look that one up. Yeah, and look up Rough in the SWAC, man. It's a fun time.
Yeah, top 5. If you could share it to all the fan channels on YouTube, hey, that'd be appreciated, man. And like I said, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Let me
that's funny as shit. SWAC
let me
beef.
put my
I'm in there.
Let me put my Twitter information on here. So you guys we can have some. We could build up another contingent of SWAC content.
Can we talk about it one day? Another SWAC. I'm sorry, HBCU athlete.
Yeah, we could do that. What athlete that be? You want
Derek Jackson.
Derek Jackson. Oh yeah, we could do that.
With his whole ass.
Yeah. We could do that.
He's playing Tuskegee, man. He's actually a HBCU athlete, man. He ain't get no stats, but But I don't want to denigrate him because just getting on the team is hard. So right. I don't want to demean it. But yeah, that boy getting it rough, man. We got to have a simp live, DJ. We just talk about the simp that's going on. And Derrick Jackson, you know, is the king.
Boy,
of
it's simp season out here, brother.
that.
Man, the simp season is going crazy out here, bro. I mean, the simp is the force of the simp. The force of the damn simp. It's going wild out here, man. You can only simp for so long.
You only can simp so long. Oh man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Yeah, I don't want to keep the lie. I know you ready to hit it, but I didn't take pleasure in him getting caught cheating. But I ain't mad at the fact that his simpness has been exposed. Because I tell women all the time, man, if you taking advice from somebody telling you just the greatest thing ever created, listen, baby. That's not information that's gonna help you, man. You gotta have stringent critique, man. You gotta understand that you are equal part in your own demise, as it were. You know what I mean? And so I'm glad he took the L for the most part, but I'm not happy it came that way. But yeah, man, the simping gotta stop, man.
Yeah, top 5, no questions. I just followed you too. I followed you back.
Yeah, follow me too. Top 5 no questions.
Yeah, follow Hoop Jargon. You can find it on Twitter easily. Just put Hoop Jargon on search. You'll find it. He follows me. We follow each other. Rap guy said simptastic up in there. Oh Lord. The Extorious Crockett. What's good, my brother? He says, highlight more quarterbacks, their impact in the SWAC. We will be doing that.
Done deal.
We will be doing that. And I'll tell you one thing, we ain't gonna be hating on quarterbacks.
Nope.
Now, if they ain't good, we gonna tell you why they ain't good, but it's nothing personal.
Yeah, and we don't dry hate just to be hating. People do that shit though, just hate for no reason. Like, why, dog? Like,
right on, man. Let's roll out to Uncle Vern's music. Peace and blessings to everybody. Let's roll.
Let me tell you something. Back in my day, let me show you.